writing, do you find yourself like in environments like this inspire you to sit down and maybe write, or is it kind of the polar opposite of what you need as a songwriter?
It inspires me to just kind of take a moment and be by myself. It doesn't really necessarily inspire me to like grab my guitar and like walk around and kind of, you know, get into that kind of mode. But I don't know. It's not polar opposite, but it doesn't really necessarily kind of inspire me to write 12 tracks.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely motivating.
Yes,
you know, like
it's motivating.
Like to see people doing cool things.
Yeah.
I mean, and me personally, like for the amount of music I play, I don't know anything about music today. Like I don't ever listen to it, and so there's all these bands I've heard are doing cool things, and I come here and actually get to see what that is.
Nice.
And that's inspiring, definitely.
When you're out here on the road and you're doing all these things, does this get you in a frame of mind to write songs, or is this not really your process, or are you really just taking things in, taking notes?
I'm always collecting little pieces, you know, and you put them in a little bin, and when it comes time to sit down and make the quilt, you make it. That's sort of my process right now. When I was on the road this time with the bike, I had a lot more time to just chill out and think. I mean, even when it was like sweat pouring down and just one pedal after another just to get up a huge uphill, I still had time to think. There wasn't a speaker right there with an announcement about I can buy a $3 Coke from the stewardess. It was, you know, just quietness. Every once in a while, some doofus would honk at us and act stupid, which is okay, you know?
Yeah, why not?
But we just got on the bikes, and it was a really enlightening process for me.
Do you find time to just go by yourself and be creative and try to get some new material down, or?
I've never been a desktop writer. I've always been a cocktail napkin writer, so it doesn't really pose a problem for me being surrounded by people all the time. I have severe attention deficit disorders, so I have to. The more shit that's going on around me, the better off I am.
So, when you're out here on the road and you're doing that, where are you drawing inspiration from? Just everything that's going on around you? Or
Yeah, everything that goes on. I mean, it's just life's pretty interesting as long as you just take the time to pay attention to it, you know.
Yeah.
And that's real easy to not do on the road, so I have to slow myself down and make sure that I keep my eyes open.
While you're out here on the road, do you have a chance to do any writing at all? Is that how your process
Yeah, you know,
works?
if I didn't bring a guitar on this because we flew, but when we drive, you know, when we've done our van trips and stuff like that, songs like Parade have been written on the road, and like, you know, it's just like you just make it happen, like, do it.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, you'll come home and you'll be like, what do I do? But sometimes when I come home from tour, it's like, just you go through a lot of hell experiences, whether you're like you're out in Europe or something, and like I was out in Europe, and like I had a girlfriend that was staying up till like 5 o'clock in the morning. I was reading like Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment, and really relating to the main character, and that was a really bad idea. And like when I couldn't write anything at that point, but when I got home, it was like boom, 4 songs, you know, and that was
fantastic.
Yeah.
When you guys are out on the road, do you guys find time to work on new songs? Do you guys try to record stuff on your computers or anything? Or?
It's hard. I mean, we try. One of the things we found, we did a tour with Reckless Kelly, band out of Austin.
Yeah.
And they were in a bus and we're in a van, and we found that it's tough when you have to drive yourself to the next show to like chill and be like, yeah, I got a song I want to work on. You're like, great, I'll drive, then you can drive, and then when we get there, we've got like a half an hour, I'll check your song out. So we've like been trying to make time for that kind of thing, but you know, it's tough. We got a plug installed in the van, so now we're trying to get like a little mobile recording thing so we can at least lay demos down and then deal with them later.
Nice.
So yeah, it's hard to do when you don't have that much time, but we're working on it.
And when you cram it all into one hotel room, one person's trying to like write, you know, in the bathroom, and one person's watching like Saved by the Bell, the new class, you know. So it's just like it's hard.
Do you find that as a songwriter you prefer to be traveling on the road, kind of stopping in a few months or at a few months at a time, or?
You know, when you're doing one, you can't imagine doing the other, and when you're doing the other, you can't imagine doing the one. So, I mean, like, that's what it feels like anyway.
Yeah.
I like them both.